Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I want to wish you all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day. And I'm recording my videos early. It's actually Saturday night. And because I have plans for Father's Day. But, you know, today was a decent day for XRP. We broke above 50 cents once again, finally. Then we ended up pulling back down with the rest of the market. But it was nice to see a green day for once. And we're still only moving by a penny or so. So no real price movement yet. But, you know, a lot of people are now talking about Altseason once again. So it's good to see people understanding this. The altcoin 4-year cycle is 2025, which can begin in December prior. Anything we get this year is early, and to follow that up, they are now working on an accelerated timeline, which will coincide with utility. So a lot of people are saying that Altseason isn't going to start until the end of the year. Other people are saying it's going to be wrapped up by the end of the year. See what I always said? Nobody could call this market 100%. And you know what I noticed lately? Everybody's talking about the end of summer. ETFs coming at the end of summer. Ripple versus SEC case wrapping up by the end of the summer. Here's the problem I see with that. That would be great either way, but when we were all expecting the judge to decide whether XRP was a security or not, people kept saying, we're not going to have an answer until sometime after October, maybe November. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the judge made a decision. I'm thinking the same thing is going to happen here. I think the ETFs will get approved sooner than people think. And I also think the Ripple versus SEC case will end sooner than people think as well. But, you know, nobody really knows when Altseason is going to begin. But I think we're closer than most people are saying. Ripple versus SEC case, $100 million penalty. Now, there's a lot of talk about this because some people say that that's not what happened. And before people start thinking the SEC offered $102.6 million, they aren't. Reasons previously set forth that low of penalty would not satisfy the purpose of the civil penalty statutes. But they could have been talking about the 10 million ceiling that Ripple insisted on, not the 102.6 million. Stuart Alderati weighed in on this. The SEC is raging. Ripple defended itself, agreeing to nothing. The court gave clarity that XRP is not a security. There are no victims to compensate. And worst of all, for the SEC, Ripple is thriving. But at least the SEC seems to have abandoned its absurd demand for $2 billion. So I guess Stewart is saying that the $102.6 million is what the SEC is asking for. And a lot of people are saying, well, Brad could just pay that out of his pocket and then we could just move forward. Other people are saying Ripple should take the deal, pay them, and get it done and over with. Other people are saying Ripple is still not going to agree to $102.6 million. They're saying that they're going to battle this out over the coming months, or they're going to leave it into the hands of the judge. Nobody really knows. There's so much speculation around this. I do, however, believe Stuart Alderati. I believe that is the offer that's on the table. Whether Ripple takes it or not, we will soon find out. Ripple's CBDC objectives. Now, we know Ripple's going very big on CBDCs. And we know that most CBDCs are working with most countries. When they're talking about CBDC, they're working with Ripple. But why do the central banks want a CBDC? So what the ECB and Christine Lagarde is saying is that without CBDCs, there will be no central bank. Take a listen.
There is clearly an aspiration, a desire for digital payments, much more so than it was in the past. And this is growing. We are now, in the surveys that we've conducted across the 19 members of the euro area, we have more than 50% of the respondents who say we want digital payments. Well, less use of cash, demand for secure and riskless payments. Where do we stand? We central bankers, we have been operating as a monetary anchor in relation to the commercial banks and the private money. If we are not in that game, if we are not involved in experimenting, in innovating in terms of digital central bank money, we risk losing the role of anchor that we have played.
So they risk no longer being a central bank. That's why they're pushing in this direction. Global CBDC tracker from June 21st versus June 2024. In the past 3 years, we've seen CBDC involvement by central banks grow. It's visible in the data. So when you look at this, you see where we were in June of 2021. And like I've been saying all along, everything around this got accelerated. Everything started moving very fast. And it still continues to move very fast right now. And a lot of people said that gold will end the central banks. But it's official. Central banks keep fleeing towards gold. Watch what they do, not what they say. I think we're pushing towards gold-backed digital money. I think that's the path forward at this point, because we are in the digital age. So that's why you see all these countries buying up gold, talking about CBDC, piloting CBDC. We even have some countries that already went live with CBDC, as you see right here. 4 already launched, and more will launch by the end of this year. Now, I am not a fan of CBDC for multiple reasons. I don't even like the idea of getting rid of cash. I think if they did that, it's going to hurt a lot of people. Cashless society, a lot of people are going to really suffer once that time gets here. A cashless society, alternatives to sleepwalking or stampeding into a cashless society. Now, we know what comes with this. Think about the waiter, the waitress. You tip them in cash. They don't pay taxes on that money. They put that money in their pocket, and that is that. People on the street, homeless. You give them some money, help them out. Again, cashless society would end that as well. The reason they want the cashless society so bad is because everything would be taxed. Every single penny would be taxed. Think about it. You hire somebody to come and do work on your house. And normally if you pay in cash, you get a better deal. But because there is no cash, you would have to pay from your digital wallet to their digital wallet. In between would be the IRS collecting taxes in real time, most likely through AI. But that's the direction we're going in. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I talk to people outside of crypto about this a lot. And most people don't know what a CBDC is. But all of a sudden they're excited about Bitcoin because Trump talked about Bitcoin. But then you start talking about utility-driven cryptocurrencies and how they're going to move money in the future from one central bank to another. It also works with fiat. I always point that out. Because even if we were to fix the current financial system, XRP would still rise from the ashes. All of a sudden, we would be looking at a very expensive XRP. But you know, when you try to explain this to people, they always think that for some reason the government is going to be taking care of them. Because then the next thing they want to talk about is universal basic income. A lot of people are coming around to that idea as well, because Elon Musk talked about it. They even talked about it on the mainstream media news a few times, how AI is rising and UBI may be needed. But people don't understand what that comes with either. You know, if you want to break away from all of that, the best path forward is to stay invested in crypto. I think if you're wealthy, You won't have to live under a CBDC. I said that many times. The final battle. Aliens might be living among us disguised as humans or in a base inside the moon, Harvard researchers say. So apparently there's a base inside of our moon. And this goes with Project Bluebeam. When they start talking about this again, something much bigger is going on in the background. Remember all the alien sightings over the past months? I think what's going on is that they're running out of things to keep you distracted from what's really happening on the mainstream media news. And the strange part about all of this is because you're in crypto, your eyes are wide open to everything because we are holding the technology of the future when we hold XRP, XLM, XDC, these utility-driven cryptocurrencies. So we also keep up with real-world events that play a factor inside of crypto as well. And anything that you see on the mainstream media news can definitely have an impact on your investment in crypto. But like I said at the beginning of this video, it was a green day for XRP, but we're moving in pennies. And people get excited when they see this happen right here. It's literally a 2-cent jump, and people were excited all over X because they always think it's the beginning of when we really take off. Everybody anticipates it coming. They know it's coming, and they just can't wait for it to happen. That's why I always tell you in every single video I do, you have to stay patient. You have to stay focused. The best way to stay focused when we're going sideways is to think about what you're going to do when the time comes. Once you get wealthy off of your XRP, what are you going to do with that wealth? You got to continue building wealth, especially when inflation keeps raging on. And you don't want to quit your 9-to-5 unless you have a plan going forward. People recently asked me in the comment section, once XRP takes off, once all these cryptocurrencies take off, are you still going to make videos? And I've been thinking about that for quite a while now. I always thought, well, maybe I'll break it down to just 1 or 2 videos a week. Or, but then I start thinking, there's going to be a whole batch of new people just getting into crypto. And, I like to help people make money. I like to help people get through the worst of times when they're invested in something, like the dips we see with crypto. So most likely I would still end up making videos. I just won't be doing as many as I do right now. But, that's everybody's plan. It's what are you going to do once you get money out of crypto? And nobody's going to want to cash out into US dollars. I don't think that's going to be an option. That's why I keep talking about passive income. And I know a lot of you asked me in the comment section about passive income as well. Once I find something that's solid, where there's very little risk, we will talk about passive income options. A lot of people still don't understand the AMM. A lot of people are afraid to get involved with the AMM because there's not a whole lot of information out there on it. There is a risk of losing some XRP. Flare, I think, is going to have better options over time, but once we get there, we'll talk about that. Right now, we're still going sideways with XRP. I'm waiting until we break out from here. Then going forward, we'll talk about alternatives to cashing out, things like that, especially if utility starts driving the price of these cryptocurrencies. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.